Good day friends, this video talks about the role of a piping engineer in the industry. It is very important for us that you subscribe to our channel so that our channel analytics will grow and you will get the regular updates about the upcoming videos. Thank you.
First we will start with the piping and layout sub-discipline. Why I will say sub-discipline? Because piping is the core broader discipline, and within the piping discipline there are three sub-disciplines. So first one what we have seen is the piping and layout discipline. Moving to the second is the piping material engineering. This is the other discipline, second one. The third one is the pipe stress analysis. Okay, so when we will see the role of a piping engineer. As a piping engineer, after this training you will be capable to work on all these three fronts. Which front? As a piping and layout engineer, as a piping material engineer, and the last one is the pipe stress analysis engineer. Of course, there is another sub-discipline within the pipe stress analysis group, and that is called as pipe support design engineer. So now we will have a broad overview and we will see each of these sub-disciplines, what is their role and responsibility. And when we will cover all the role and responsibility of all these disciplines, sub-disciplines, sorry, then we will get a broad picture and overview of the role and responsibility of the piping engineer as a whole. Okay, so we will start with the layout. So what the layout engineer does, that we will see. Okay, so layout is if suppose there is a piping, if there is a big project, so in that project you are a piping engineer. For example, you are a manager of piping discipline. Okay, let us assume after 10-15 years you will be a manager of a piping discipline. So when you will get a project, in that project there are 1 lakh man hours. Let us assume 1 lakh man hours. So you have to divide what is man hours. Man hour means 1 lakh man hours. Suppose one person will work for 8 hours. Okay, so per month that person will occupy 160 hours. Okay, so if 1 lakh man hours, and if you want to complete that project in 1 year, then how much? 160 into 12, 160 into 12. So you will get how much one person working for 12 months, how many hours will be there, that you will get. So when you will divide this value, to 1 lakh, then you will get the total number of person which will be there in that project. Very simple calculation, thumb rule calculation. And now what we are going to see, suppose there are 100 people who will be deployed in that project, then in that 100 people, 70 or 65 people will be from the piping and layout. Please understand that in any piping department, piping and layout engineer are the biggest number of group within the piping. So 65% out of 100, 65, that means 65% or 70% people will be piping and layout. Then the piping material engineer will be somewhat around 10%, and remaining 20% will be the pipe stress analysis part. Of course, the piping material engineer role is a short role in terms of man hours, but in terms of the importance, piping material engineer is the highest. Means their role is to prepare the piping material specification. If there is a mistake in piping material specification, if there is a mistake in the flange PT rating calculation, then the project is an entire failure. So even though the role of piping materials engineer is a small one, it is a very crucial, it is a very key role, and any kind of mistake is not permissible in that. Okay, any kind of error is not permissible. So this is the breakup of the entire discipline. So now let us see that what piping layout department and its people do. So first is that they develop the piping and layout and all the preliminary drawings. So what are those preliminary drawings that we are going to see in the next part? Here it is given, so that we will see in this coming okay. Then the second one is the tendering MTO, material takeoff. Material takeoff means in that particular project how many length of pipe is there. MTO is MTO for pipe, how many elbows are there, how many T's are there, how many reducer are there, how many gate wall, and so many, and all this material, if they will count the BOQ, okay, bill of quantity, what we say. So that is the one of the responsibility of the layout. Then the entire development of entire plot plan. Plot plan means what? It is a very key document. It will show, if suppose you are having some tank farm, then if you are having some other some process plant, process unit, then the distillation column, then you are having suppose substation. So how they are related? Like I will give one example on this. I will give one example on this. Here I am having some plot plan. I will show you what is plot plan. 1 minute, just give me 1 minute. This is a plot plan drawing. Typical plot plan drawing. So these are all the units. Here you can see there is a north location in the plot. Okay, this is the tank farm. Tank farm means the location of all the different tanks where the raw material is stored. Okay, this is the tanker parking which you can see. So when you will see this plot plan drawing, you will come to know that which equipment is which unit, sorry, not equipment, which unit is located where. So within this unit, like for example, this is a tank farm. So within this tank farm there are different equipments like tanks, some pumps are there. Okay, and this is the material movement gate. What is material movement gate? So the material, that is the raw material tankers will be there. No, if you have visited any plant, there generally there are 2-3 gates. So one gate is specially reserved for the material delivery dispatch. So all the big tankers, trailers, they will enter through that gate. That is the material movement gate. And the other the president, vice president, office manager and all those, they will come through some other gate, that is the admin and all, main gate it is called. So from there they will come. So this arrangement, everything you can see in the plot plan. So plot plan, preparation of plot plan is the very key role of the piping and layout engineer. Okay, so now equipment layout. What is equipment layout? Just now I told you that this is a unit which is called as tank farm. So in that tank farm there are different tanks. So what is the distance between the two tanks, then the second tank and third tank? What is the distance between this tank and this wall. All these details are given in the equipment layout drawing. So we will see this, what is equipment layout drawing. I am just trying to explain you in a very broad sense. Sorry. So this equipment layout drawing preparation is the responsibility of piping engineer. Then comes the piping layout. When you have installed the equipments, that is the tanks, then you have to connect those tanks by means of piping. So the drawing which will show the entire piping and its dimensions, that is called as piping layout. So from piping layout you will come to know that which pipe is going in which direction, what is the length of that pipe, what is the size of that pipe, and each and every detail you will come to know. Okay, then you have the piping isometric drawings. Okay, isometric drawings. Then nozzle orientation drawing, construction isometric, as-built drawing. Okay. So now under the layout, what topics we will cover? First is the branch table. Branch table means the T connections which will be applicable for that project. So all these things will be covered under the branch table. The second one is the isometrics. So just now I told you piping isometric drawings. So that isometric drawings we will learn in piping layout part. Then the case studies. Case studies we will study. Those are the pipe rack, indoor unit, outdoor unit, and tank farm. See, this is very important. This is a key map which will show you your progress. At the end of this training, we will come to know that when you will, after the end of the training, when you will open this page and you will see that all these topics you will come to know that all these topics you have covered during the training. So what is the benchmark to understand that how much piping I know? When you will focus on this particular page and see the each and every content of this page, when it will be covered, that means you have covered the piping engineering program. It is that much important. Okay. Then the outdoor unit and the tank farm as per OISD standard 118. So I told you yesterday to write down all those codes and standards. So in that code and standard, here there is OISD standard 118, which is a design guideline for tank farm design. Okay. OISD stands for Oil Industry Safety Directorate. Okay, this is very important actually. That is why I have given you. Okay. So now materials. So as a materials engineer, what is the role of material engineer? Material engineer means when we work on a project, the piping will be metallic, will be non-metallic. When it comes to metallic, then in that we will have stainless steel and carbon steel, low temperature carbon steel. Then some special alloy steels like Hastelloy, which is very costly. 4,000 per kg is the cost, so much costly. So this material selection and the calculation of pipe wall thickness and preparation of material specification, that is the role of a piping materials engineer. Okay. In addition to that, piping material engineer is responsible to do so many other calculations, and here we can see special parts, and its documentation. Documentation means preparation of specification of all this. Okay. So what here from 1 to 8 we will see PT rating calculation, that is pressure temperature rating calculation. These are the flange rating. 150 pound rating, 300 pound rating, 400, 600. So this is the capacity of that flange to withstand the pressure and temperature. That is very important. piping specification sheet, that we will see word and special item data sheets. Okay, data sheet means specification sheet. If I want to order a wall, so what information should be provided in that sheet? Based on that information, the supplier of that wall will understand what exactly you require from him. If you have mentioned gate wall, flange, hand wheel, manual hand wheel, there are two parts, one is automated and other is manual. So when you will provide all this systematic specification, the vendor or the supplier of that component will understand what exactly you require from him, and accordingly he will give you the required quantity of material which you require from him. So this information is given in the data sheets. So data sheet preparation is the very important role of a piping materials engineer. Okay, so and the last one is the pipe stress analysis. Here you will see basic stress analysis, and of course within the pipe stress analysis group there is a other subgroup called as pipe support design. So pipe support, there are important two types, rigid support and flexible support. Of course there will be a one special topic in the entire training program which will be 100% completely devoted to the supports, because supports are very important, very important. So I insist you to attend to this support type, support selection, this entire support topic very religiously. You have to follow all the instructions for completing the assignment, because completing the assignment is the only key success to understand this particular process of this support type and selection and all this. So this is the entire overview of the piping engineer scope or the role of piping engineer. Hope you understand, and if you have doubts then you can ask me.